Page 12, Light and Blue. It's actually sort of a blues piece in a blues style. Blues music, you ever heard of that? Okay. We got eighth notes going nuts, so let's look this over. It's about 2 pages long. Well, approximately, it's close enough. Treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. This is in the key of C major, so make sure you're doing the scale for C major. 1 octave up and down is fine. Just get comfortable with the scale. And 4/4 time signature, 1 hand at a time. Again, I want a fingering that lets me connect all the notes. Here, we're doing the crossing under the thumb again. At the beginning, it's 1, 2. Here, and this is all over the place. 1 and 2 and. You can move up if you want, but it's not necessary. Just bring the thumb up during the rest for the second measure. It's here. Now, E flat. And the third measure, E natural. Here, cross over again. I don't care for that fingering, but I'm going to leave it alone right now. Depending on my mood, I might change it. I just don't like it. There are other fingerings that work much better, but this is okay. Now, in the second measure, you have the E flat. In the third measure, they give you a natural sign. The natural sign isn't necessary. It's a natural anyway. It's just a courtesy sign. The problem with the courtesy signs is if you start getting used to them and expecting them, you may think, well, that third measure, that would still be an E flat if the natural were not there. No, it's a natural anyway. The flat is only good for the measure it's in. Now, in the second line, the notes are here. It's a D sharp and an E together. Yes, I know, it sounds wonderful, don't it? But it has an 8 VA above the staff. So during the rest at the third measure, you got to come up here and play it here. And then during the rest, come back down here. Go down to the last line on page 12. Now we're down here. So, now with a thumb. Now I don't know how big your hands are, how fat your fingers are. If you have really big hands and you don't fit here, then you got to do it here. And if you got to do that, you got to use third finger for the G. But if your hand will fit here, and it might because there's no black key here, so your little finger might fit up here. You don't have to stay up here. I don't recommend you stay. Come out here each time. I don't like staying up in here. It can get a little dangerous sometimes. You get your fingers caught in between the keys or whatever. So I come out here as much as I can. I only go up here when I need it. Top of page 13, you're up here. Now, the rhythm. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and. And if it's throwing you, then take out the tie and play the notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and's all it is. Then you just hang on to that note rather than playing it twice. 1 and 2 and 3. And then the last measure, the first line there on page 13. You don't need the natural sign. It's an E natural anyway. It doesn't hurt being there unless you start expecting it. Then it's a problem. But that's pretty much it, I think, for the right hand. The rest of this is similar to what you've had. Left hand, well, you got the broken chords. You take all the notes in the first measure, this note and these notes. That's a C chord. And the second measure, that's the 4 chord. So all we're doing is that. And then in the third line down, last measure, that's the 5/7. So we're just doing the primary chords. That's typical with blues. You get a lot of primary chords in blues music, but it's broken. It's just rotating here. Try and get these notes down at the same time. At the bottom of page 13, the last measure, the half notes. Here, just lift up and come down. You just lift up and down, and that's C's, both C's. Then we put the hands together, and I'll hesitate, that's okay, it's just here. These go together, these go together, these. These, yeah. See, that's both of those are down, and then lift up the right hand for the last beat. So that's by itself. This is the last measure of the first line. Right there. And the right hand got to come up. The right hand comes down. So I'll put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it just a few measures at a time and get rid of the hesitations. Keep it slow, but no hesitations. Once I do that, I'll think about the articulation, and this is connected in the right hand. Lift up for the rest. You get maybe an accent occasionally, I don't know where, but if you do, play it a little louder. If you don't worry about it. In the left hand, this, when I first learned it, I connect them. But as far as interpreting it goes, there is a note saying you can separate these. It's interpretation. But I'll get to the interpretation a little later. So for now, just connect them. Third line down on page 12. Last measure, you have an accent and a staccato. You're going to play it short, just boom, with the wrist, and a little louder. And then going on, the last line, same things. At the end of page 12, the eighth notes. Going on into page 13. Connect all that. Because this leads into this. When it leads into it like that, just connect it. Then after the articulation, I add the dynamics. Soft, whatever you think soft is. This is very soft. At the bottom of page 12, you get a little louder. Very soft up to about sort of soft. This, the top of page 13, is sort of loud. So, and then page 13 is pretty much sort of loud. The accented notes, whatever they are, they just take it up a notch from where you're at. So if you're soft in accent, it takes it up to sort of soft. If you're sort of loud with an accent, that takes it up to loud. It just takes it up a notch. And then the speed, moderate blues tempo. Well, they say blues tempo. Well, in that case, I'm going to play it in a blues style. Not fast or slow, just blues style. And that is long, short. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 4. Somewhere in there. Not real fast and not real slow, just somewhere in the middle. At the bottom of page 13, you have endings. The first ending has a repeat sign. There is no reverse repeat sign anywhere, so you got to go all the way back to the beginning and play the whole mess again. Yay! So the thing's actually twice as long as it looks. There is a retard in the last measure. Here, at the bottom of page 13. When you retard, you're slowing down and you're swinging it. When we start slowing down, we'll even out the eighth notes. We won't swing them anymore. So in that last measure on page 13, you can play those eighth notes evenly. Here. And I do use fourth finger on the B flat here. That's interpretation. It's how do you feel it on the slowing down and evening out, the long, short, long, short. You can get into it, start feeling it. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Accent the syncopated note. You feel them on these accents. And sometimes if I feel a little swell getting louder and softer, I'll put it in. It's like the second measure. I go up there. I felt a swell in there, so I put it in. Music doesn't say anything, so do what I want. That fermata at the end, bottom page 13, you hang on to that for as long as it feels right. There is a note at the bottom saying you can tremolo those if you want, and sometimes they do, because it's a way of sustaining the sound on a piano. Because in a piano, when you play a note or a chord, like they're doing here, it just dies away. But if you tremolo it, it can give the illusion of keeping it going, and the tremolo is just a quick this. Here, you just kind of here and this. Do it. Mirror the hands here this way. Here. And I suggest you do it rhythmically because there are different ways of playing tremolos. The eighth notes is that. We're not swinging these. They're just. Or if you can do triplets or 16th notes is twice it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You can go any faster than that, that's fine, but it's got to be even now. And you can go ahead and pedal it. So put the pedal down as you play it. Lift the pedal up when you're done. See, it's a way of sustaining the sound indefinitely on a piano. I don't care for the effect on most cases. I don't like it here, so I'm not going to do it. But you try it out and put it in if you want. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. We're not performing it, so no louds and softs. I'll try and do the accents. I'll do the articulation, and we'll do the repeat. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. like an ending.